Hey, my Temptation Island fans. Yes, we are back for season 5. Mark is back. And yeah, we got 4 new couples that we're welcoming in to this experiment unlike any other. First, can they survive being apart and surrounded by 8 sexy singles of the opposite sex? Are any of these couples doomed to fail and then leave this show hopefully with somebody else on their arms? Welcome back to Romance Review TV. It's Lady T. I got another recap video for you guys regarding Temptation Island Season 5, Episode number 1. And I'm telling you, it's packed full of details and it's not going to be smooth sailing. And without any further ado, let's get into it. So our host, Mark, immediately jumps into the whole chaotic activity that this season has to offer. Season 5 featured the Temptation Light for the first time. One will be placed in both the men's and the women's villa. And if any partner gives into temptation, that light will glow, leaving one half of the couple scrambling for information. And he promises a lot of higher stakes and even more temptation than ever before. So now we're meeting the 4 couples set to take part, and it's clear that they all have their problems. And I mean, can any couple on this planet say that they're perfect? Probably not. But I can guarantee you the majority won't step in front of a TV camera to let the whole world judge. Let's talk about these couples on the show. So our first couple in this episode is Caitlin and Hall. Now, they've been together for 8 years in total, but they did take a break after the first 3. It was his idea. He admitted in this episode that he wanted to date other women, which takes Caitlin by surprise. Why? Because he's never expressed that that was part of the reasoning for the initial split. And he tells Mark how they're both good at bottling up emotions. And oh, did I mention these 2 are currently engaged? The second couple in this episode is Roberto and Vanessa, and they get a little bit heated right off the start. Sometimes she views me as a little boy, according to him, while Vanessa admits that she's worried about their 10-year age gap. She also thinks that a man should have everything aligned by the time they're 30, and she's not sure that she sees that in his future. Now, Mark asked the question, is Roberto a work in progress for you to mold, or is he an equal partner in the relationship? Vanessa, of course, didn't like that one bit, replying with ouch, and is still sticking to her guns. A man should be a provider and a protector, according to her. Next up on the hot seat is Christopher and Maricela. Now, they told Mark that they haven't been able to get along for the past 2 months. Now, Christopher says that they are both very controlling, while she admits to being a wall in comparison to his emotions. Now, they still don't know how to communicate effectively as a couple, and he has hurt her in the past. Now, he describes himself as a respectable whore in his 20s. While he doesn't come right out and say that he's cheated on Maricela, there was whatever implication mentioned there. And finally, last but not least, Paris and Great. Now, they introduced themselves. Paris feels disrespected and says that Great talks to me like a little kid. Now, she revealed that Great has cheated on her more than one occasion, and this seems to upset Great. He looks as though that he don't want to be on the show. Now, Paris, meanwhile, burst into tears and says that Great's cheating had left her feeling not wanted. And the interesting thing is, why are you still here or trying to figure this thing out if look like he doesn't want to really be on the show, and at the same time you claim that he cheated? I think there's some decisions to be made already. So, as typical with the show, they all get one last night together, and Mark shocks the couples when he tells them that they can spend the one last night together in the men's villa. Now, everybody seems to be excited except but Vanessa, who wants to just get inside. It's been raining, and she wasn't happy when her demands for an umbrella seemed to fall on deaf ears. And Roberto left feeling embarrassed by his other half's behavior and tells her that it's annoying to have your back when I know you're in the wrong. And her response was to go F himself. Yikes, yeah, that's charming. So now our sexy singles arrive, 8 single men. We have Christian, Bryce, Michael, Christian with a K, Sebastian, Griffin, Julian, and Tahik. And our single ladies, Abby, Alexis, Desiree, Michaela, Marjorie, Nafisa, Tammy, and Tia. So yes, 8 single men, 8 single women. They arrived the next morning for a test of a lifetime. And all of the couples seem to be pleased to meet some new faces. But there's a huge twist when Mark announces that they can all spend their first day getting to know one another during one big party.
It's date selection. I'm like, it's just gonna be the guys and the single ladies, but then, I see Maricela walking through. This is awkward. You're telling me I have to choose another woman in front of my woman, and she just has to take it?
Hello, family, how are you?
Yo, what's up, Mark?
Good to see all of you. So in a minute, I'm gonna ask you guys, ladies and gentlemen, to come up to one of our singles and ask them out on a date. Maybe you're gonna ask out somebody that you already have made a connection with, or maybe it's somebody that you really haven't had a chance to make a connection with, or you saw them from afar and you'd like to get a closer look. It's entirely up to you.
And it was pretty interesting because when it came to Vanessa, she said this was her time to gauge her competition, while Paris is feeling a little bit insecure, and it doesn't take long for Vanessa's behavior to rub some of the other single women the wrong way as she kind of loudly mocks their laughter. Elsewhere, we see Hall is clearly enjoying himself and his alcohol, saying, what did he get himself into? He made a promise of trouble as he flirts just a few feet away from Caitlin. Still, he says that she loves getting hit on by guys, and hopefully she'll get over the 6-packs and come back to her loving man. Great in Paris, yeah, they argue a little bit as the day continues. Neither one like their interactions with the singles in the villa, and they're not afraid to say it. Maricela doesn't get much of a chance to chat to any of the singles as Christopher pulls away from her, saying no more drinking. And as she begins to tell him that her current drink isn't alcohol, he shushes her. Now, Christopher's behavior looks like it goes from bad to worse when he effectively outs Maricela in front of some of the single women as well as the world. She wants a girlfriend to be part of the relationship, and while she shares that information herself, she is not happy when talking to production. Sometimes what she describes is that he just overshares. Her family doesn't know, and that he used the story to communicate with other women on the show. Yeah, so let's get the conversation started. I mean, it's getting crazy just from the premiere episode already. Tell us, what did you think about the premiere episode? Will any of these couples remain together at the end of this experiment, or will they leave with somebody else? Because from my opinion, it don't look like anything is going well with either of them. Let me know your thoughts. So I hope you enjoyed this recap. Stay tuned for other updates and recaps on this channel. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you in the next one. Bye.